In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an elegant jumpsuit. And jumpsuit, of course, it's going to be joined together, the bodice and the pants part. So we're going to select our pen tool, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to just unite both, okay, by beginning in this way. Drawing quarter of the pattern. Remember, you click, left click, and drag. Okay, I'm going to create this shape. And I don't want the pants part to be too long, just a sort of a 3/4. And then you click once again to finish. So a quarter of the pattern we already have. So we're going to take our add point tool because what we want to do is we want to create the pant part here. So we're going to put a point where the crotch, almost to the crotch level. And if you've seen the other videos, you already know how to do this with the edit pattern tool. We left click on the point and we drag it out. So it looks like sort of a rectangle. But what we're going to do is we're going to curve. We need to curve it. Okay, so this is the front part. We use the edit curve tool to sort of refine this curve. So I think it's good enough. Just maybe a couple other things to do, because what you want to do is try to work as much on this quarter pattern, but you can even work on it afterwards. Um, with the edit curve tool, I'm going to curve the armhole here. And here at the sides, if I see that I'm going to just pull this point out a bit, pull it out a little bit. But note how I did it between 2 points. I just, curved it out a bit. Here you can just select that point, drag it in. So yes, and later if I need to adjust, I'll do some adjustments. But for now, more or less, the pattern piece is going to be like this. So the objective here of this video too is to show you there are many ways you can do things. You could even do half of the piece of the bodice, piece of the pants, and then join it. But here I did the whole thing together. So there are many ways you can go around things. So now I'm going to add a point here at the waistline, more or less. And the reason I'm doing it is because I want to create a sort of a waistband. It's not going to be a really waistband, but it's just for appearance. Because at the ending, we're going to cut and sew this. And if you can picture it, it's just, and then we're going to put a color to it. So it's just going to be like, it's just for appearance purposes, not very functional. Styling purposes, you can say. Here, I'm going to just sort of make a V-neck. So I dragged that point down. So you could style it in many different ways. You can start styling now and then finish styling afterwards, or whatever you want to do. But in the meanwhile, I'm doing it. And the reason I'm doing it this way, because it's less work for me when I symmetric pattern this and I copy and paste, because then I have really everything ready. Here I'm just extending trim, just checking to see if the lines are extend to the outline with the points, so that you use the edit pattern tool to do. You check both of them, because then when it's time to cut, you want it to cut and sew properly. Here I'm going to do a symmetric pattern with seam. Okay, you click, you do symmetric pattern with seam, and here we have both pattern pieces. Then we're going to just draw a rectangular box over it. Left click, draw a rectangular box over it, and then copy and paste. Or Control C, Control V. Here I'm going to just put it to the front, turn to the side, and just push it to the back. Here again, you'd like to get the pattern pieces a little bit closer to the avatar as much as possible, because then when you simulate, you don't run into problems. Cloth thickness, I took it off rather, because you want to know it was on the wrong side and the right side. If you want to, it's fine, you see. So I had to flip it horizontally for this reason, because it was on the wrong side, the back piece. Move it a little bit closer. Now I'm going to segment sew. Because it's symmetric, you will see many of the parts will be symmetrically sewed. Here it's into the avatar's surface of the avatar. I need to pull it out. So if I need to pull it out, I'd have to use the select move tool to do that. Be careful when you're sewing. I really don't need that extra point. I'll be deleting that or converting it to a curve point eventually. Here, our select move tool. Let's just pull this out a bit. And here we just want to get the basic pattern onto the avatar, and then we'll do the adjustments. When you're all satisfied, you can simulate. Okay, that didn't work. I have to simulate again. Okay. So here it looks a bit tight. So what I do is, and mind you, you can't do it in every case. Up to now, this is what I've been doing. Double click in the center and widen it. Not in every case, and I'll show you this in other videos. In this case, it can be done. Remember, if you have a problem and you simulate and it all goes wonky, then you can just do Control Z and to undo that operation to go back to the original step. Here at the armhole, it's not that great. So what I have to do is I'd have to just select the pattern piece with the select move tool and just pull it. That's it. It's very important these steps here because in the future you're going to be doing more complex garments, and when things get all raveled, you have to understand how to unravel them. Okay, and here it is. So sometimes it's just a question of selecting that pattern piece and just moving it, just, simply moving it. So, okay, at the top it's good enough, I think. Here at the bottom though, I don't like the way it looks. So here we'd have to do some adjustments. I'm going to take off the simulation now and let's see what do we want to do to adjust. Before I start the adjustments, I'm going to cut and sew these internal lines. Let's select again. Okay, now cut and sew. Here again, I'll select, hold on shift, select the other one, right click, cut and sew. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking of. I'm going to, if you remember in the previous videos, one of the previous videos, I flared some pants, and that's exactly what I want to do with these pants here. I'm going to separate them a bit so that you understand better. Okay. Here I'm going to bring this, click and drag and bring this a little bit, make it a little, that's what it is. On the inseam, at the inseam. And then we'll do our slash and spread, and basically that's what it is. You're just better when you cut the material and like you open it and open the pattern rather, and then that you create that volume, okay, because it's opened, and then you cut the material from that, so you make that you create that volume. So here we select our fullness point tool to do that. And here again, we're just gonna slash and spread. We're not gonna be precise with the by how much we're doing it. We're just gonna do it. Okay, we estimate, and okay, the important thing is that it looks good. Okay. So here it's already starting to look better. Now I'm going to sort of bring it in at the sides a bit. So here are these edit curve points, and I'm going to work with them a bit to just make it, okay, just to make it a little bit better looking here, a little bit straighter. It was like sort of a puckering out. And there, here, I'm going to maybe sort of just make this part here a little narrower because you see there is some puckering going on. So I'd like to reduce that. So here I'm going to go and the front with the edit pattern tool selected. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to, we can eliminate the points. Bring it, okay, we're going to bring this a little closer. With the edit pattern tool selected, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to merge the bodice. So you right click, and then when the dialog box comes up, you click on merge. You simulate, and you see it's merged together. So you don't have that seam in the middle. And here for the back bodice part pattern, I'm going to do the same, right click, merge, and it comes together. And then what you do is you cancel the axis. So there is no symmetry on them anymore. You take off symmetry when you're satisfied that, okay, everything is fine. And otherwise, not that you can't put it on again. In some cases you can't, and I'll show you when. Usually you can, but just make sure that, you know, you've done everything, you're satisfied, and then at that point you can take off symmetry. So here I'm checking to see if I'm satisfied enough with this jumpsuit before applying our patterns and colors to the fabric. The edit pattern tool selected, I'm going to remove these 2 points. I just delete them because they can be, it can be straight line, no problem. Here you can also convert these to curve points, no problem. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of make it a little bit narrower by pushing these lines back. Okay, so I'm going to just push them backwards in order to make it a little narrower, and so that I have less puckering in the front. So you select them, you select one, it's highlighted, and you just drag back. You just drag it back a little. So you see in the 3D window, and here you simulate. And I think it's good enough. There's less puckering going on. Here we can take off simulation. Now we can start playing with our colors and our patterns. So For the rest of the video, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to be applying colors, trying to understand what kind of colors, how do I put the patterns, and of course, this is it depends on the taste. At the ending, though, I just wanted to. I just love this floral pattern, so I tested out like solid colors with the patterns, and for me I just didn't like them. So what I ended up doing was putting it the whole garment. I applied of the floral print to the fabric. So there again, you can just test it out. You draw lines, and of course you already know how to do this because in the previous videos I've shown how to apply the colors, the fabrics, so to the patterns. So you can just check those videos out if you forgot something. So here the video was sped up because this just shows you me going through, cycling through colors, trying to understand what what is really good enough. But I ended up just, at the end putting it in just one, just this one pattern, using this one pattern. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.